Hi there, this time we continue the path. Feeling stuck? 15 game-changing tips for turning setbacks into success. For those who sometimes think, well, this must be some kind of punk move, life has decided to just throw me a curveball, then you will be able to strongly correlate to this ad. Most of us have had those days where it appears as though all hell has broken loose and the world is against you. What if I told you that these are exactly the instances that could be the makings to something greater? In this video, we will take a closer look into tangible tips that should change your life for the better right from the challenges you face daily. Have at one point in your life felt rejected and the thought that you are nothing made you nearly faint? Or maybe an event that forced you to reconsider your whole career plan? We will find out how to accept these things, to transform pressure into strength and show you the way to the successful life. In fact, by the time you complete this video, you will get some real information that you will be able to use in order to make money and change your life in ways that you had not even dreamed. Therefore, it is now time to begin with this change process. Let's go! In the process of personal development, one of the most useful pieces of advice is to consider failures as possibilities rather than obstacles. Consider a provider whom in a course of career has been experiencing a series of failures. Instead of living in a pity pile, they always make questions to themselves like, what did I get from this? Not only does this help build tenacity, but it clears the way for a much more lit future too. For example, if a person is let go in employment, then that is the right time for him or her to undergo an online course or attend a series of workshops. Saying that mistakes should be utilized as one is going to benefit only from the money, they are, in fact, building a much improved lifestyle. So, the next time you trip up, remember, it is not about the fall. It is about how one gets back up on his feet again and gets back to doing what he was doing before a fall met him. And while talking about the motion forward, let's discuss how the formation of a rock-and-stable schedule can indeed make us all feel stable enough to move forward. Proper scheduling is something you should undergo to arrange your working or studying process and life in general if one has the ultimate goal of achieving the greatest results and mental well-being. Imagine a person having a number of roles in their lives: professional, parental, and self-fulfillment roles. When there is no set daily routine, the work pressure builds up to a point where the expert feels like giving in. Nevertheless, they do this by ensuring that they have a schedule which incorporates a working time, exercising time, and resting time, hence organizing against the torrents of life. For instance, it is advisable to invoke a good morning checkup, meditation, or a good walk. By not compromising on this simple activity, one not only receives improvements in field concentration but also is healthier. If people pay attention to schedules, they are creating not only a life of effective time management but a life of reference and direction. Well, as we enter into this zone where our life patterns become uncertain, it helps to explore how acceptance of the random can be useful on this journey. People cannot control events, and nobody knows why things happen. Sometimes, everything turns out wrong. This factor, however, probably lies at the core of such activities for people who are eager to transform themselves. Accepting randomness. Meet the individual who has been so strategic to ensure that they map through their career plan, and then the unexpected hiccups, a shift in the marketplace, or even a calamity strikes. Rather than to fight change, there is renewed possibility in accepting such changes. For example, a person discovers that job loss offers opportunity for freelance business which he never thought of before. It enables acceptance for people to cope with rather than surrender to hopelessness, and hopelessness boosts up one to endure. For this reason, they learn that one can stumble and fall in the course of life without knowing when the incident will happen. But as this uncertainty unfolds, it's vital to know that failures are actually reroutes to something better. Describing failure as a diversions can help the journey towards a better life much better. Suppose a young man establishes a company only to encounter adversities such as lack of capital or competition. Thus, they will be not viewing these as failures, but seeing it as opportunities to grow instead. For instance, a failure may make them to change the business model or find new markets for their products, therefore higher business resilience and better strategies. They found that such shift of mindset not only contributes to making money, but also promotes creativity and innovation. When people internalize the frame that every fall could become a new opportunity, we help them build up the strength to welcome change and not resist it. Let us also recall what is to be valued in rejection as an essential steps toward achievement of the intended result. Many young people think about rejection as a push or shove, which is in fact not true, as rejection should be valued. Consider the case of an artist who enters his pieces in galleries and all he gets are declinations. Rather than seeing themselves as discouraged, they can see rejection as not as major achievement towards the goal. Specifically, every no offers great advice on how to improve their work, as well as bringing clarity to what captures the intended audience's attention most effectively. For instance, a scriptwriter may find himself/herself receiving feedback on a manuscript she or he is scripting before finding better ways to script a story. This process not only sharpens their talent, but also reinforces their incentive of fixing onto his or her passion. People come to accept rejection as having to be, and this puts them a step closer to getting to their dreams, thus a better tomorrow. While embracing lessons in rejection, let us explore the power and determination of desire and commitment in pursuing one's goals. Covet and passion are inextricably connected in high achievers and self-improvement vehicles. For example, let it be a person who wants to begin his own business. Not only the dream, but passion also keeps the person working towards the goal. They might ask themselves tough questions. There are questions like, how badly do I want this? Or, what am I willing to go through to get this done? This introspection may light a fire within them and make them start making movements, such as connecting with other business owners or spending time developing new skills. For instance, an individual might pledge to approach business by reading a book relevant to entrepreneurship every month, or attending relevant workshops to gain knowledge in business stuffs. Not only does this dedication improve the knowledge base among the trainees, but also hones their ability to deal with various forms of adversity. Therefore, as they are progressing, they are coming up with guidelines that will lead them to a desirable life with purpose and achievements. Now, let's look at what one can do while re-evaluating goals in order to overcome the challenges that are sure to occur on the way. Challenging circumstance is a normal experience that people have to encounter on the way to personal development, when it is time to look at one's goals from a different perspective. Life is full of chances, and occasionally a direction established in advance requires changes. Try to imagine a man who wanted to rise through the ranks at his company, but before he could do so, he hits a number of roadblocks. Unlike the earlier generations, they can step back and wonder, do I still want this? It also enables them to bring their goals down to their current realm of possibility. They may now pursue skills enhancement or job search. For instance, they might choose to go back to school or even get a part-time job that will allow them nearby their hearts. Besides improving the level of resilience, the ability to make changes and be changed indicates a better future in people's lives with more opportunities. While on this process of re-evaluation, they are told that the process is as important as the product. So let's recap, and now that we've come to the end of this enlightening tour of Feeling Stuck? 15 game-changing tips for turning setbacks into success. It's finally time to do something. Now it is time to climb higher and are ready to take what was learned on the way up as well? Of course, do not forget that every failure is actually a helpful step in disguise. So with the help of these tips, the actual change of life is possible. How we'll go about transforming your challenges into triumphs today. This basically is a small part of what I envision one stands to gain when the search begins. For full understanding, there is so much more one needs to look into. Be sure to become a subscriber and enable sound and notifications so that you won't miss out on the tips that can help you on your way to success. Let this journey go on and let us discover the possibility to change our lives for the better. Enjoy your stay here.